Hey Tubes, Jother's wrong here. I just look like a floating head from. Can you? It looks like I'm missing teeth too. The light is so bad. I'm just a head. Look at this. Um. I hope you can see the rest of my. Wait, it looks like I'm missing teeth too. Okay, this lighting is just really bad. Let's try to do one of these. Is this better? Anyway, hi. 40 seconds in. This is why you're here, right? It's not the it's not the information I'm trying to convey. It's just me being a general jackass. Anyway, just gonna leave it in. Screw it. Leave it in. Hi. Hello, Tubes. Jonathan's wrong here, Tooth and Budget. Trying desperately to get decent lighting. I'm in the Fortress of Solitude. It's actually pretty sweet, if you can see what's going on here. Probably not. That's a television and an Xbox inside of a car. Pretty fancy. Yeah, I got this thing I could hook up to my battery. I just got to keep the car running. Otherwise, my battery dies in about 3 hours. I already did an experiment to see how long I could run a television and Xbox before my battery started going weird. But anyway, this is what I really actually want to talk about. So, the whole digital thing, it's a bad idea for a number of reasons. Most importantly, if you're unable to access whatever device you use to store all of your be it pictures, video, writing, books, whatever, if you can't access that electronic information, it might as well not even be there. Like, you could have a DVD containing, the secrets of everything. If you can't find a DVD player, it's just a shiny piece of plastic. So, like, if there's no electricity, there's no way to access anything, any data. So isn't that, so we hear all these talks about EMPs and all this stuff. Yet everything's digital. Everything's digital. Everything's stored in the cloud or, whatever else. That's even worse. The cloud, you have to access the cloud. It's not even yours. It's someone else's storage space that you're, like, putting your stuff in. And that's one of the main storage things too. It's just so sketchy, and everyone's okay with it. Don't you miss like photo albums? Like, I'm still old enough where I have, there's baby pictures of me, like physical, you could touch them, and it's completely different than just scrolling through it. Like, there's no. Okay, photography is the science of light. Photo from photon, graphy from just base Latin. It's light science. When you introduce the digital, it takes away the light. It makes an artificial light, and nothing looks good in digital. I don't like digital photography. It doesn't look good. It's not the same. You're not capturing light. You're kind of like making a facsimile of it, and just like there's no impact. Like, you could look at an old photo of like a couple from the 70s, and it just holds so much more weight in you could see it in the picture, whereas like digital stuff's just so lifeless and flat. It's just bad for so many reasons. But most importantly, once everything goes digital and everything is stored digitally, see you later. If you're unable to access it, it's gone. It is gone. So just think about that. Think about how easy it will be to change history, to change reality, to change whatever they want, If all information is digital and there aren't any books, they could literally just change stuff, and then people will look online to check something and be like, oh well, this is what Google says, so I guess that's that's reality. I mean, think about it. Please explain this to people, because I'm clearly bad at it. Is there a lump on my head? No, it's just this lighting's terrible. I look like a toothless mutant. No, that's just what my skull looks like. Ew. Look at that. It's like I have the beginnings of horns. Like I have two lumps. That's not a crease. It just looks like there's one there for some reason. That's bizarre. Anyway, so yeah, once everything's digital, they will have 100% control over all information, and if you want to access it, you have to ask them, and then they can change it anytime they want. So that's dangerous. Other than the fact that if an EMP was released and all electronics were fried, see you later. You could take an old record and make a cone out of a piece of paper, then take a metal pin, attach it to that cone, and you can get sound out of that record. Did you know that, kids? Younger kids, you could spin that. You could literally with found objects get sound from an old record. Which is brilliant. How records work is brilliant, and that once again, it's a physical copy, which is very very difficult to it's difficult for me to wrap my head around. But it's a physical representation of that sound carved into something. And then when something's dragged across it, those scores, thousands of little tiny lines make the same noise as the recording. Isn't that nuts? Anyone else? No? Why did they stop doing that? That sounds so amazing. You hear a lot of old musicians be like, nothing sounds as good on digital, and it's stuff sounds a little clearer, I guess, but it sounds like a copy, not in the way that like a record's a recording, or a picture is a recording. Digital stuff all looks and sounds like a copy, like not a real, I know there's people out there, but duh, idiot, it is a copy. But for anyone who knows what I'm saying, you know what I mean. It doesn't feel legitimate. It feels like a fake, like a facsimile, like a cheap facsimile. But anyway, the true danger of everything going digital is that we lose access to it. The fact that I have books that are physical, and that anytime I want to look something up, I can just look through my book, is invaluable. Because think about it. We have no power, we have no information. And think about how stupid people are. Think about how anyone, if anyone's curious about anything, they immediately ask, they ask a robot. They ask Google, they ask Siri, they ask whatever else, that sticks. That looks grotesque. Anyway, it's my phone thing. It's a little piggy. You might have seen them at stores. I like to stick things to my forehead because it's big. it's good for sticking stuff too. But anyway, blah blah blah. I can just pick a spot. Anyway, digital stuff, bad idea, and it's fairly obvious why, I think. Because like I said, once you sign it away digital, it's gone. It's no longer yours. You have to ask to gain access to it, and if you don't have the correct means, then you cannot gain access. Scary thought. I don't know. Things are weird. Like when like they stopped doing physical records of things. They digital photography is not photography. It's not, you're not using light to you're just taking a copy of it. You're not using light to create art. You're just copy and pasting. And it's the same thing with sound, and I think that's very interesting that we used to have physical representations of things. Like same thing with the photography. It's a flash of light. You're getting the reverse of it, and then you're unreversing it. It's amazing. All these things are really cool to me, and I don't think people really think about how things work. And how nuts and amazing things are, especially older technology. Older technology is way more interesting, way more difficult. Think about how watches were made. Think about the intricacy of an old wind up watch. Now think of a digital watch, and it's like bleh. It's a chip with it's nothing. It's ones and zeros. It's not. There's no art. There's no art to it. There's no difficulty to it. You're just making it work. And it's just that's. When we switched over to all that, everything lost its soul because it's no longer physical. How can you celebrate the physical without using something physical? It's just fakery. I don't know, but anyway, well, keep in mind once there's no books to be found, once everything is pure digital, we are 3 seconds till midnight at that point. Once all information is electronic, that we are one step towards the end. Because at any point they could just flip the switch or do whatever, and they will fully 100% control all information. And we're letting them do it. And every time you upload all your information to the cloud, you're giving it away, and then you have to ask to have access to it. Whatever. Anyway, just a thought. I thought about this the other day, but as I said recently, it's difficult for me to make videos, given my current circumstance is. Oh, excuse me. Gas bubble. Just ate a lot of linguine. Sorry, not linguine Alfredo. It was actually ziti, but it was Alfredo. I just automatically said linguine. I don't know. That's weird. I'll say stuff like that and just say the wrong word and then feel dirty like I lied. It's like, oh gosh, sorry, I said linguine and I meant Alfredo. I was referring to the type of macaroni. Please excuse me. But anyway, blah blah blah. That's about it. Spread the fear. Seriously though, it's something to think about, and it's something that's a little scary as we move further to pure digital. We move further to pure nothing, to pure facsimile, to pure void and emptiness. Anyway, love you guys so much. See my face for a second. Hi. Have a beautiful night, and God bless you.